with us.
Welcome back. It's Santa Cruz. Return to LA.
What's up?
California. I know one of these days you're going to get up to Santa Cruz, right?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
You're about 5 hours away.
Yeah. Past the place at night.
Yeah. We drove through Santa Cruz.
You did?
Because we drove from San Francisco.
Oh, so you made the guys go down the Highway 1
No,
to Santa Cruz?
We actually could not do that because our bus driver is tired. So
Oh, okay.
he wanted to get there soon.
But he at least drove through Santa Cruz.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
But I was actually puking in the toilet. So.
Oh man! Yeah, they have like a, they call it the Catalyst is the club, but there's a thing right on the beach with like a roller coaster, and like in the summer that's the big hangout, Santa Cruz.
Cool.
So you got the surfers by day, and then all the you know, the parties at night.
Cool.
But yeah, man, welcome back. The new album is out.
Thank you,
guys. I know you just played Rock on the Range. Tell us how that went.
It was super awesome.
Oh man.
You know, we just left there from Philadelphia straight after the show. We woke up in Ohio, and you know, we see all these huge rock stars like Anthrax and, you know, Priest, and you know, like Rival Sons, and you know, the guys from Crowbot.
Yeah.
And you know, we were quite worried about the turnout because we were the first band of the bill.
Yeah, it was pretty early. It was like 12 or something.
Okay.
But it was, yeah, you know, it was awesome. People really came up to see us.
Sure.
Which was cool. And
that's amazing.
the show could not have gone better.
Yeah.
So you rocked the stage, and then you had the whole day to hang out with all the other bands?
Actually, no.
You had to leave?
Yeah, we had to do a couple of interviews, and then we had to fly to LA, actually.
Oh, wow. That was for
Right here.
Sebastian Bach?
Yeah, the Access TV.
Access TV. So tell us about that. Sebastian, obviously, he did his show, and then you guys did how many songs?
We actually played a full set of 1 hour. And then Sebastian might have joined us for an encore.
But it was more like a position of being our mentor for one evening.
Sure.
We actually did not know what the mentor, you know, was. We're told
there's gonna be one guy. But
oh, is that right? So they didn't tell you ahead of time?
Yeah, there was a surprise, and we were actually doing a sound check. And I thought there was gonna be some old dude who I wouldn't even recognize.
Yeah, that would have been.
But after the sound check, I hear, you know, this loud voice in the loudspeaker, like, "All right, motherfuckers, I've seen enough. I'm coming down there." Like, oh shit, that sounds like Sebastian Bach. It was like my favorite singer of all time.
Right.
You know, then he came inside from the door.
Oh man,
the horns up and shit.
6'5", like larger than life.
Super tall.
Yeah.
He was super cool though.
So he was watching you perform before he came in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did not know that. I was like, Johnny felt my pulse, and it was like 150.
It was popping out of your shirt.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of the show, is a band being mentored?
Yeah, it's basically like they have quite a few bands from different genres, and the band is playing a show, and they're being mentored by this, you know, rock star legend from the same genre.
But you don't know who it is.
Yeah, you don't know who it is until, you know, they surprise you.
Wow.
And then you're gonna play your own set. It's like, well, we played an hour or something.
And the mentor's gonna be watching.
Yeah, the mentor is watching there. You can see his like reactions all the time. I was like digging the stuff, but Sebastian was into that thing.
It was super awesome, you know.
Wow.
Sebastian was like looking me straight to the eye when I was singing. I was like, this is so unreal, you know?
And he was digging it.
Yeah.
So does then he kind of gives you like pointers or tips or?
Yeah, I did, which were pretty important actually. The number one tip he gave us was fuck the industry. And the second tip was to make something that you really like and, you know, you are proud of.
Right.
So
make yourself happy first.
Yeah.
Don't do something for somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he said also that you can sometimes even say no, and it's not probably bad for your career.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Turn something down if it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. If you don't want to go to a cooking program and do a Mediterranean salad with like funny hats on, you can say no.
Exactly. So you basically got a taste of the American festivals.
Yeah.
You know, a Rock on the Range, and I know you're hungry for more. You want to come back
hell
and
yeah. Hell yeah.
That was just the start.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna try and get some you know, all the festivals for next summer.
Right.
So we're doing the Finnish festivals this summer.
Okay.
And next summer, you know, would be awesome to rock the States.
Yeah.
States and, you know, Germany and festivals. And
Yeah.
Germany
stuff
and
like
Canada
They
and
have
all
big ass
that.
fucking festivals.
Japan and
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So tell us about how the festivals go down back home. What's the feeling like? What are they like? How are they different?
The Finnish festivals are crazy, man. Really. Because, you
It's
know,
hard,
there's something
really.
about the Finnish atmosphere that makes people go crazy on the festivals. People get naked,
Yeah.
super drunk. You know, it's something else. It's like, you know,
And it's every weekend.
it's like Woodstock.
Is that right?
Yeah, we have
Every
like-
weekend for how long?
For 2.5 months.
Damn.
There's like big ass festivals every fucking weekend.
In different places?
Yeah, and we play at all of them pretty much. So it's gonna be fun summer. You know?
So your booking agent just puts you on everywhere they can.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wow.
We don't complain though.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So tell us about the reactions you've been getting on the new album. What songs are most people talking about?
Probably people talked a lot about 666 Feet Under.
Yeah.
Because it has this thing on the C part of the song, which is really something else. And some people were shocked about it. And people are talking about Bonafide Heroes as well. I don't know.
Well, even though people think that the C part in 6 Feet Under is a little bit like different or weird, still many people ask us to play that song live. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So now when you put together your set for a show like this, how do you decide which songs are going to be in the set?
It just comes naturally,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And
Yeah.
one thing that differs setlist in the States than back home is that we have only the second album that's been released here. So we're like, the focus is more on that album. Because people
Right.
don't probably know the stuff from the
So
old
back
album.
home they know the last album more?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so. People have come to me every night saying
Well,
that
of course there's
they want
somebody
to hear
involved.
the older songs as well. Which is why we played Nothing Compares to You last night. We played we play Aiming High every night. And you know, I would love to play like Young and Restless, but our set on this tour has been like 30 minutes, so there's
Yeah.
not much time. And
So how many songs do you pack in?
7.
7 songs?
Yeah, which is pretty much trying to showcase the new album on this tour, and play Aiming High in the end.
But it's fun to do, songs by request as well.
It is.
Right.
It makes the night, a little bit different.
Exactly.
Sure.
And I
Maybe
told
we
you,
should do something to that as well.
we should totally mix it up, because I fucking hate it when bands have the same set list every night. It's like
Right.
a fucking Broadway show. It has nothing to do with rock and roll,
Too predictable.
Exactly. Rock and roll has to be unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when
Be
Guns
on
N'
your toes all the time.
We were talking with Meaty last night how Guns stayed at the Illusion tour.
Yeah.
And they used to mix up the set list every night. Axl would just throw in a song name and they would just play, which is pretty cool to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did an interview yesterday with John Reese. He's the guy that was the tour manager for Guns N' Roses.
Oh really?
When they did all the big stadium shows here with the Rolling Stones and then the whole Use Your Illusion tours.
Nice.
He was the tour manager. Now he runs the Mayhem Festival, the big hard rock festival out here that tours. But you can only imagine the stories because Axl caused like riots in St. Louis and Vancouver and Montreal. There was all these riots.
Yeah.
It must not have been the easiest tour manager.
No.
Band to tour manage.
No, I interviewed Matt Sorum and he said when Axl jumped in the crowd and then came up and threw the mic down and said because of the lame security I'm going home, they'd only played like 3 songs.
Yeah.
And the band walked backstage and they were convincing him the whole time, we got to get back out there. We got to get back out there. And
What did Axl say?
well, 5 minutes he said, all right, let's go. So as they were walking out, the people had already swarmed the stage. They were attacking all their gear and all hell broke loose. The whole
That was
arena.
St. Louis, right?
St. Louis.
Yeah.
They were already tearing the seats apart. They tore down the speaker columns. They lost all their gear.
Oh shit.
And they were ready to go back out, but it was too late. It's probably 10 minutes, and that 10 minutes, people said, no, they're gone. We're going to tear this place apart.
It's a pretty badass video though.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube when Axl throws
Yeah,
the
he
mic.
dove right in. He had his hat, the glasses, his little feather boa on, and he just dove right in the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was worried about. He said somebody got a camera. It's like these days, everybody's got a camera or a phone, you know?
There will be a lot of fun going on.
Yeah. I don't think you get one song done these days.
Yeah.
You know? And that's social media. I mean, every time you guys play, somebody's posting something up and, you know, sometimes you don't have control of it. But fact of the matter is, people see everything you do.
Yeah.
So we don't have MTV and all that anymore. This is our new thing.
You know, it's a bummer because, you know, back in the old days you could have a worst show of your life and nobody would know about it. But nowadays if you fuck up, it's gonna be on YouTube and all over the world.
And you know, that's like Led Zeppelin had, you know, this mystery going around.
The mystique,
Yeah, because people didn't know what they're doing.
Well, I was
these
just
days, it's not gonna happen.
I was just telling him, when David Coverdale joined Deep Purple back in the 70s for Burn, his first show he ever did was right out here. It's called Ontario. And it was called the California Jam, and there was 400,000 people there.
Oh, California
That was
Jam.
his first gig. Yeah, it was Black Sabbath, ELP, Black Oak, Arkansas, Eagles, and Deep Purple.
Nice.
Deep Purple said, we're not going to go on until it's dark, because we wanted the effect of the lights. And they almost got in a fight because the stage manager was saying, no, it's time, you got to go on. He said, no, it's not dark yet. And then that's the show that Richie Blackmore, he rammed his guitar through the speakers, turned all the amps over, and there was like a fire on stage and everything. But that was David Coverdale's first show he ever did in Deep Purple. You walked out and there was people as far as you could see. So
Not too bad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I was telling him, you could fuck up. It's your first gig.
Yeah.
And everybody would know it forever because that was on ABC television. That was like filmed and everything. So
yeah, talk about some pressure.
yeah, not a lot of chance to make it up.
Yeah.
You know. But great show. So since you've been over here doing more gigs, meeting more people, going to more cities, tell us some of your impressions so far of America.
I really love the place. I dig it. You know, one thing I must say that, you know, if you don't count LA and New York, it's really hard to find anything else to eat than burgers and something with a lot of cheese.
Right.
But other than that, it's been fucking awesome.
What are some of the cities?
Joliet, Chicago.
Okay.
And what else?
Are good shows?
So you played in San Francisco?
Yeah, we played in Frisco, San Francisco, Las Vegas,
Okay.
New York, Baltimore, Minneapolis.
You didn't go to Texas yet?
No.
No, it's
Oh, wow.
just like the northern.
Yeah.
Texas is a big rock state.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about
Yeah,
Austin.
Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, all that. I always say California and Texas are so big, they're really like countries. They're not like states. They're like,
Yeah.
California is the size of a couple European countries, you know.
Yeah.
But, Texas very big, you know, like Ozzy and all those bands that came out, Judas Priest. Texas was always one of the
Was it
biggest states for them.
when Ozzy peed on the Alamo?
Oh yeah, Ozzy on the
That was
Alamo,
amazing.
and yeah, my buddy's a photographer, and back then there was no barrier. So if you got in early, they wouldn't pat you down. He'd have like a camera, and he was shooting Randy Rhoads and Ozzy and all those bands, you know, just in the front row from the audience, you know.
Nice.
Sometimes they're a little too corporate,
Yeah.
you know, now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure as a band, you want your fans in your face. You want everybody to enjoy themselves, and
Exactly.
not security to be so uptight.
Yeah.
You know, but this is a very important place for you. You know, LA Live with the Staples Center and the Nokia Theater over here. This is where the big boys play.
Yeah.
Judas Priest played the Nokia Theater last time they were here, and of course the Staples Center is where the biggest bands
Yeah.
play, and all that good shows coming up. Yeah. So as you go on this victory lap now through Scandinavia and Europe on this album, what are the thoughts for the next record? What are you thinking is going to be involved with that?
I'm thinking that we need to really take time for it, because when we did this album, we were in a lot of stress and hurry. So I don't want the next album to end up like that. I want to have a lot of time, just focus on the songs, the songwriting, and no pressure at all.
Yeah, maybe jam more as a band before even go to the studio or anything like that.
Test the songs out.
Yeah, testing, because it's always different, like recorded and then played together.
Exactly.
So hang out more at the rehearsal room and, you know, jam out the songs and, you know, try different things.
Nowadays people do albums like, they sometimes don't even, you know, fucking do it in the same studio with each other.
Yeah.
You know, somebody plays the guitar part in Texas.
They send the part.
Yeah, send it over to fucking New York and somebody sings in Michigan, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, we want to have that band feel to the record.
Yeah.
So.
And not overthink the whole stuff, just like, let's see what comes out.
Yeah, just, you know, make some rocking songs, good songs, you know, play a lot, drink some beers at the practice place with the band, you know, just get into it. I would love to do something like Led Zeppelin did, like, you know, to rent a cottage from like Scotland or something and, you know, just write songs there.
Or a castle.
Yeah, yeah.
Or a castle.
Yeah, I was reading several bands did that. They would just find a place where they lived and worked and no distractions.
Yeah.
Just focus on the songs, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But except when Aerosmith did that, they were so fucked up that they didn't come up with anything. They just lived there and did drugs and nothing happened.
Yeah. So when you hear those stories, you know, it's great to party, and I know you guys drink and have a ball, but you know, back of your mind, you thinking, you see the roadmap of where these bands went wrong and did too much partying and had a bad habit and things like that.
I think there's bands that have been making mistakes that we don't have to like remake the same mistakes they've done in the past.
Thank
so we
God
can
for
learn
that.
from them, kind of.
Thank God for the biographies, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Behind the music and all that.
yeah, we've read a lot of books. You know, it seems to be that every band has almost made the same mistake.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta know your own limits and, you know, you gotta be smart about things.
Well, back in the 70s, I mean, cocaine was pushed on everybody. It was almost like required that, you know, cocaine
Yeah, it was
was
like a
involved
mandatory
in
thing.
promotion and radio and everything. And
Like water on stage, there must
yeah,
be
yeah. Then people realize, like, wow, this is addictive. I need this, you know.
I have a theory about it. You know, people did that shit for 10 years and then they became addicted and it wasn't a party anymore and then came grunge. You know, all the grunge bands were like...
A lot of heroin up there.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, you guys definitely have that, you know, energy. Like I told you on Hollywood Boulevard in your first interview in LA, that, you know, I worked in the very beginning with Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Skid Row, Van Halen. I worked with all those guys from the 70s to the 80s. So, you know, when I saw you guys perform, it brought back the spirit, you know, it brought back the energy of, you know, when you play your songs, you feel like these are the greatest songs, the greatest riffs ever made. You got to have that attitude.
Yeah.
Van Halen did that. Guns N' Roses did that, you know. And it's infectious. You know, the crowd's obviously going to grow.
Yeah.
And I just really felt so excited, you know, that night seeing you Loaded, you know.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, man. It's, like I say, that video's up there forever, you know, on YouTube. So, you know, people can really see that. And proud and excited to help spread the word. So, you know, we know that this is only the beginning for Santa Cruz. You know, you guys have so much more ahead of you, and just keep on, you know, writing great songs, because that's really what it's all about, man. You know, and any advice you give to the young bands out there coming up today? They're following your footsteps. You've seen it from all sides. What do you tell the young bands that are out in the audience want to do and what you want to do tonight?
Just stay true to yourself and do what you love, and, you know, rest comes naturally. If you know, just don't think about the industry or, you know, what you should look like or what you should do or what somebody tells you to do. Just do things your own way, and, you know, put your spirit and your love and energy to it, and, you know, people will probably like that shit.
Yeah. Well, definitely the truth rings out. People can tell bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so
you don't have to be a good player. You don't have to be, you know, the greatest artist ever. You just have to, you know, put your heart into it. You know.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that matters, really.
Yeah, I mean, technically, David Lee Roth or Axl aren't technically the best singers.
Exactly, especially Dave. He's like...
No, Dave is more the party master.
The party
I was at the US Festival. I'm sure you've seen the scenes.
I have seen.
300,000 people, and Dave is drunk.
Yeah, he's
Dave
so
is forgetting
Look
words.
at all the people here tonight. I forgot the fucking words, man.
Right. They're getting paid over $1 million, and this guy is drunk.
I love it.
What a show.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you guys, hopefully next time, you'll play at the San Manuel Amphitheater out there. That's what a Mayhem Festival is. Those are the same grounds where the US Festival occurred back in the 80s.
Oh, cool.
So when Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, when he built the US Festival, they took all the grounds that they had excavated and prepared for that and built the amphitheater that's out there now. So obviously it's a fraction of the space that the US Festival had, but it's the same grounds. So
cool.
It's a lot of history. And a matter of fact, hopefully next time you play, they call it the Citizens Bank Arena. I know Slipknot, there's a whole bunch of shows, Five Finger Death Punch coming up out there, but it's they call it Ontario. It's on the 10 freeway on the way to Vegas. And they have plaques backstage, and on those very grounds is where they had the California Jam.
Cool.
We just spoke about with Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and everything.
Ted Nugent as well, right?
Yeah. Well, Ted Nugent was in Cal Jam too.
Okay.
The first one was Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Cal Jam 2 was Ted Nugent, Aerosmith, Heart, and some of those bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, it's so great to see you as always. We're going to be getting photos and video from the pit.
Cool.
So we'll be sure you give me your email address on the last phone interview. So we'll get you all the links, you know, and anything we can do, man.
Fuck yeah.
Santa Cruz all the way.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so
once again.
much, man.